Now, live from Artie's Cut Rate Liquor Store, shooting range, candle shop, bowling alley, massage parlor, it's the Dave and Doc Podcast.
You want me to sing along with this? You ready?
Yes.
I know the words. You ready?
Ready.
Here goes. Copy, right. Copy all night. Copy, right. Copy.
Did we get another hit on that?
No, we didn't.
Oh,
No.
my man.
Yeah.
They gave up. Well, if they listened to the podcast last week, they said, you know what? You can just do what you want to do.
The dude from YouTube was going on and on about it, and he was like, "Well, he actually fucking said it. He said it identifies as this song or whatever." And I said, "Here's what you could do since you work for the YouTube and our channel is a public channel. You could go listen to the song you say it is, and then go listen to the podcast, and
you
you'll
can
notice
clearly see
that it's not.
And I did look them up after we talked about
it's not even close.
No, it's not. It's not the same.
God's sake,
That's bad.
I think they were like, you know what, screw it, just do whatever you want to do.
Then maybe they wanted a little rant on it because, I mean, that's some of the more enjoyable things that we do. It was just like the appetizer to the whole ESPN thing.
Which we get to talk about.
I know it's the Dave and Doc podcast.
It is. Sorry, folks.
And he is Dave.
I am Dave.
And I am Doc. And we've recovered from last week. We're doing another night action here. We're excited. All things DaveDoc059. That's Dave Doc059.com.
Look at you.
Thank you for all the people subscribing. Thank you for all the people listening. We appreciate it across many different demographics, time zones, and all the things.
Yeah.
And we're hitting it hard, so we appreciate it.
We were hitting it hard, episode 59, and just shy of 7,000 subscribers as of the time of this recording.
Awesome.
I don't know who the 7,000 of you are.
But we appreciate it.
But I appreciate
it. And we're liking it. That's right. And no copyright infringement now, too, so we're free.
That's right, YouTube.
Thank you.
You owe me $1 million.
Maybe 37 cents.
Folks,
just saying.
$1.31.
We could get, what can you get for 37 cents anymore? You can get some of that bubble gum, those little tiny, like the double bubble.
Yeah.
Those are still like 25 cents.
Depends on the conversion rate. That might get you a prostitute some places. I don't know. I don't know what kind of quality prostitute you're going to get.
I was going to say, is that like the... Never mind. Let's just... And on that note, folks, we're going to celebrate football because it's the big weekend, big games. FSU.
Plural?
Yes. Man, Tennessee, Virginia. Come on, Vols.
It's not a big game.
I've got dad jokes for football. Here we go.
All right, go.
Because we got to get going.
All right.
So when do Georgia football players not run up the score?
Well, that's the
I'm
answer.
just going straight after.
The answer's
them.
never. But go ahead.
When they're taking their SATs.
Oh no. He's saying you're dumb.
I'm just saying.
It's a beautiful universe.
Where was... why did the Alabama fan die from drinking cow's milk? How did he die? I've told this one the wrong way. How did he die from drinking cow's milk? The cow fell on top of him.
I did.
Suck those titties.
Was that after he went to Toomer's Corner?
That's right. Oh, Harvey Updike killing them trees. What a jackass. That's terrible.
That guy.
That's really, really bad. And he was not stable. And it's like you realize that he's really not stable.
Even when they told Nick Saban about it, Saban's like, he did what?
Yeah. It's like
screw that guy. No, thank you.
What do biology majors wear on their heads when playing football?
What?
A helmet. You got to look that up.
That's good.
It's HELMINTA.
Yes. That was good.
And last but not least, in the spirit of the Midwest.
That might have been your best one.
The spirit of the Midwest. Why did Kansas take the shortcut?
Why?
Because it was less miles.
Oh, you son of a... Go Knowles.
Go Vols. That'll get her. That'll get it. The Helmuth one, I'm putting that in the Hall of Fame.
That's pretty good, man.
I mean,
That's pretty good.
You can't really argue with that one. That's
pretty good.
That's good stuff.
That's pretty good stuff. Yeah, so an abbreviated version of the show this week, and by abbreviated, I mean like an hour. Just because we're both really tired and old.
Well, and you know, we have other stuff.
We do.
I mean, you got like meetings all day. I've got craziness all day.
Yeah.
It's just, you know.
And we got Sheridan. We got 3 Sheridan each.
I know, right?
Yeah. Yep. 3 Sheridan.
In different phases.
Yeah.
Bennett's walking.
Oh, how about that?
Straight up walking.
Look at that.
He makes noise the whole time he walks.
Now, is he doing
it's like
just-
he's talking smack.
Is
It's like,
is he doing the walking thing, or did he do what Landon did and just ran? Like Landon didn't walk.
No,
just
he does
ran.
not run. No,
Okay.
no, he has not gotten there yet. No, but he started walking this weekend.
That's awesome.
And he can walk a pretty good distance. He still does. If he really wants to go fast, he's still crawling. But he walked, I guess today with me, just seeing what he do, he walked probably 30 feet. Yeah, probably about 30 feet without interruption.
You should crank up the Proclaimers and
Right. And I would walk 500 miles and I would walk. How about an old song that became a hit like years after the fact? Because, you know, they recorded that a long time before it actually started getting the attention.
yeah.
And, you know, it's like the Rembrandts, I'll Be There For You. Like, you know, they hated that because the Friends people kicked on
they
it.
did.
Semisonic Closing Time. They just made that song up at closing time and it became like their most popular hit. So like none of the real mess that they wrote, I mean, that's got to hurt a little bit. I mean, you make some money, but you're singing a song that's not really what you were going for.
Right. Kind of like writing a really hit song and then having some country jackhole sing it like 30 years later.
You got a fast car.
Who did Life is a Highway?
Oh, that was Tom Cochran.
No, I know it was Tom Cochran. But
Rascal Flatts.
Rascal Flatts, yeah. Red Rider did that song and then Rascal
No,
Flatts.
it was just Tom Cochran.
I know.
But I mean, he was Red Rider.
Red Rider.
That's true.
He is Red
That's
Rider.
true. That's true. Red Rider was good.
Lunatic Fringe,
That's some
baby.
good. That's some good stuff. But yeah, Tom Cochran.
But yeah, so then Rascal Flatts, who just
for the movie Cars.
who just ruined everything. God, those guys. They
You got a fast car.
that wasn't the only song they redid, was it? Like, didn't Rascal Flatts do a bunch of others? I mean,
You know, I honestly,
that guy's voice, I just wanted to go throw up.
I don't know honestly.
Oh, yeah. I think I'd rather listen to William Peters sing Fast Car, whatever his name is.
William Peters.
Yes.
That's Will.I.am Peters.
That's right, Will.I.am Peters. What's his name? Luke Josh?
Luke Combs.
Luke Combs.
Luke Combs can sing, man. I like some Luke Combs. I'm not saying he should have covered Fast Car, but I mean, it actually doesn't sound bad. It was funny on the drive over here. It was playing. And of course, I'm just like, you know, of course, Dave's had a bad day.
Right.
Craziness and, you know, didn't sleep well things. And, you know, yeah.
Rascal Flat. I think I'd rather listen to.
Highway, I wanna ride it all.
I think I'd rather listen to Luke Josh though than
Luke Josh.
Josh
Turner.
than
I
Rascal
can be
Rascal
your
Flatts.
man. We're gonna get copyright infringement.
Josh Turner was the long black train guy, right?
Man.
Was that him? He was the train guy.
I think so.
That just-
Maybe.
Anyway,
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know country music that well. We're gonna get called out on that one.
I don't either.
Just so you know, we're gonna get called out on that. Anyway, we're getting off topic.
So some happenings this week.
Yes.
That kind of tie in together in a weird way.
Yes.
2 of them because 2 people died. That ties in together.
You got a fast car.
Yeah.
We can drive it all the way to heaven. Don't gonna stop right now.
Bob Barker, age 99.
Have your
Bob.
pet spayed and neutered.
Yeah.
The price is wrong, Bob.
I mean, you know, Bob's wife died, and after she died, like, man, dude went straight slutting, right? Like he was getting it on with Diane Price and the Price is Right hotties. Is that what they call themselves? I don't know what they call themselves. Barker's Beauties. No, that's what it was.
It was Barker's Beauty.
That's right, not the Price is Right hotties.
Yes.
This is why they don't hire me and Mark.
Right. The price is right, hotties. The Nitro Girls. My mom called them Nitro Honeys because she couldn't remember Nitro Girls for some reason. So it was the funniest thing. There's the Honeys.
I had a crush on one of those Nitro Girls.
Did you?
Yeah, the little one, the little.
With the short hair?
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured you would.
Yeah, she was cute.
One of those girls actually went to my high school.
Really?
And she was a year ahead of me in school. Was she 2 years? Maybe she was 2 years. I think she was actually 2 years. Her name was Jamie.
Yeah.
And she actually was a dancer for the Atlanta Hawks also.
Wow.
Her brother was in my class.
Oh, cool.
Jesse.
How about that?
Yeah.
I just assumed they all like did the Nitro Girls, and when WCW went belly up, they just all went into the porn industry. But I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know either. Jamie did not. I will say that.
Well, good. Thank you, Jamie.
Yes.
Keeping it real.
Yes.
Yeah. So Bob dies at age 99, and it's you forget how
He didn't
long
make
he's
the
been.
Smuckers.
He didn't. It's weird because he's been gone from The Price is Right now for I mean, what? How long has it been? 20 years?
I was thinking he did it.
He did it. I mean, he was getting old.
I'd have to look that up. I was thinking 15 for some years, but that wouldn't be right. I don't think he was 84 when he was. Maybe he was.
I think it's been like.
Let's keep talking. Let me look it up real quick.
I think because and again, I love Drew Carey from the Drew Carey Show, and Whose Line Is It Anyway? I haven't loved him on The Price Is Right. It just didn't. It just doesn't.
2007.
2007. Oh wow.
16. I was right.
Wow.
15, 16. I wasn't.
Wow.
I wasn't fully right. But how about that?
Wow.
He began hosting The Price is Right when Richard Nixon was in the White House.
Good Lord. Old Tricky Dick.
Wow.
But
oh wow. Did you know he donated all his money to animal charities? Is that a real thing?
I don't know. So I have heard that he donated a very large chunk of money, like he willed it to animal charities.
Did he not have any kids?
I don't think he did.
Will be going to dozens of nonprofit organizations.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. I still remember him in Happy Gilmore.
That's what that Price is Wrong, Bob.
Getting in that fight with Adam Sandler. And then he was in the hospital, and Sandler did a thing with him in the hospital. He was getting like a hip replacement or something.
Yep.
And Sandler did a thing where he was like, I'm here to help Bob this soup. And Bob's like, Adam, I don't need help with soup. It's soup. I don't need your help. And he goes, no, I'm here, Bob. I'm here to
for
help
you. I'm here for you. We're going to do some soup.
And they did like some kind of fake fight or something. But yeah, Bob Barker died. And
That makes me sad.
Bray Wyatt, which is not his real name.
Right.
I don't.
Of the WWE.
Yeah, the WWE. He played a Satan worshiper or something on the WWE.
Well, he had
It was kind of a cultish kind of thing. Wyndham Rotunda was his name.
What a name!
And interesting too, because I don't really follow. I can't even say that. I don't follow wrestling at all now.
I used to love it, man.
Oh, me too. Oh, I was a huge fan. I mean, I'm
telling you.
And it just, I mean,
the 90s in particular.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
oh yeah.
man.
Yeah. I just, it didn't. Woo! Yeah, right. And it didn't matter how stupid it was. Like I was in there for it. But he died from a heart attack, age 36, and he'd been in the WWE since also 2007, I believe, and and died from a heart attack. And what was funny, not funny. That's not the right word. Somebody died. It's not funny. What was
And isn't it ironic?
interesting?
Don't you think? Interesting.
What was really cool to hear, that's a better way to say it, is all these wrestlers that kind of did like a tribute to him or whatever. And they talked about like what a funny guy he was. He's playing jokes all the time, and talked about like what a great dude he was, just like the nicest guy in the world. So yeah, and I think he had left wrestling for a while because he was sick, and maybe that was because of some COVID.
Yeah, they said like earlier this year, I think he had COVID and then he'd kind of recovered. So you just don't know. I mean, I don't know if that was complications, like a long COVID type thing, or if it was something else.
Yeah.
I mean, you always wonder.
Yeah, and I mean,
Always wonder.
and what they put their bodies through,
Right.
Which is interesting because before I even knew that Bray Wyatt had died, I actually put on our list of things to talk about on the next show was an interview with Hulk Hogan that Joe Rogan did.
Hogan and Rogan.
Hogan and Rogan.
Rogan and Hogan.
And they celebrate the same birthday. Not the same year, obviously, but the same birthday.
Well, that's interesting.
But like
born on the same day.
Hulk Hogan's in his 70s, and I mean that guy does not look in his. I mean if he said he was 55, I would believe him. Like, oh, okay. He's still massive too.
Oh yeah, man.
I mean that dude is a monster.
Oh yeah. I mean Hulk Hogan's Hulk Hogan.
But he was talking to Rogan about just the life of a wrestler, and like he traveled out of 365 days in a year, he traveled like 350.
Yep.
And he said just the toll that it took on your body. The real American.
Rick Derringer. I'm gonna tell you something.
Yeah.
I know this song is, I mean, it is what it is, but when you're a young little kid and Hulk Hogan's coming out, I mean, and it's so iconic, like you instantly know what this is about. Like there's nothing else that this is tied to.
Oh, yeah.
So there's no copyright infringement.
Yeah. So cool.
I mean, yeah, like I said.
And so, but he was talking about the toll that it took on his body and like the toll it took on his mind, and you know how he went through relationships, and he talked about all the drugs he was doing, the prayers and the training and the vitamins. He left out one piece of that,
right?
Which was the drugs. And they partied a lot, and he talked about Ric Flair and like partying with Flair, and like nobody can party like Ric Flair.
No, Ric Flair. Did you ever watch Nature Boy?
Yes.
The 30 for 30?
Yes, amazing.
And he's like that. He's talking about all his drinking, and he was talking about how he'd work out every day. He could wrestle. Of course, he was a womanizer, but then he's talking to the shrink, and the shrink's like, he said, I had that guy on the couch by the time I finished talking. Because he said, he was like, what do you mean? Because he was talking about like, rubbing one out. And he basically was like, I do that every day. And he said, the therapist was like, what? He's like, yeah. And then, if there's something else going on, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay. And I drank a, case of beer.
Yeah. And I mean,
and look how fit I am. I can wrestle for an hour.
That guy is
me and Ricky Steamboat.
Now Rick's looking pretty rough now.
Well, yeah,
but Hogan looks a lot better.
No. I mean, I don't. Yeah, Hogan's thing was more the steroids.
Yeah,
and like the upper stuff to get him pumped up to get it going.
Yeah,
I don't think he necessarily had quite the alcoholism and some of the stuff that Flair did. Plus, like, Hogan wasn't like cutting himself with razor blades on the forehead, making micro cuts. You know what I'm saying? Every now and then. But Flair, all those matches, I mean, he was just destroying himself.
Oh, yeah.
And he's had, I guess he had a stroke. I mean, he's had
a lot of
health problems.
Well, he was in a plane crash and broke his back.
Right.
They didn't even think he'd walk again.
Right.
Yeah. But one of the most interesting things, and that if you haven't watched that, then go watch it. It's really good. It's like 3 hours long, but it's really good.
Hogan and Rogan.
And so one thing he said was, still to this day, he's like, I can be sitting at home, and he was talking about watching some stupid show. I forget, like The Real Housewives or something like that. It's what he said.
Gosh.
I don't remember the name of the show.
Right, anyway, I got you.
Something that you would not expect Hulk Hogan to win.
No.
And he said at about 9 o'clock, 9:30, he said, more often than not, he said, I just get this rush of adrenaline. And he's like, I could just walk through a wall, because he was so conditioned at night to go from just being the normal dude to pumped up and, going right into Hulk Hogan.
Real American.
Yeah. And he said it was just like this weird, he said he still deals with it to this day. And he's like, I'm not going to get near a wrestling ring now. He's like he said, I've had both knees replaced, both hips replaced. He's had like all this surgery on his neck and almost died a couple of times in surgery. So he's like, you're not going to see me in other than just standing in a wrestling ring. And he said it's more dangerous now than it was when he wrestled. And he said, and that's with all the new safety precautions they have, right? Like the ropes are different. The ring is more padded now.
Right.
He said, but they're doing this crazy shit. They're jumping off the top rope and doing these spins and whatever.
It's a lot more acrobatic. I mean, you had some acrobats then, but
nothing like it is now.
It's definitely, yeah.
And they showed a clip of Brock Lesnar, and that dude's like 300 pounds. Like, he is a genetic freak.
And I mean... and a legitimate,
yeah.
I mean, UFC champ, NCAA wrestling. I mean, all the things. You know,
He
he
medaled in the Olympics. This guy met and then went to the WWE. Had a big career. Had diverticulitis and had to have a portion of a bowel resection surgery. And then came back to wrestle again, and then went to the UFC and was the heavyweight champion of the world there. That dude is legit. But they showed him jumping off the top rope trying to do a front flip. Dude landed on his head, and his neck just went like this. And Rogan's like, if I did that, that would kill me. That shows you what kind of athlete he is, because he is that strong that it's like, no, you know.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh!
Oh, it looked terrible.
I haven't seen that.
Well, I mean, Lex Luger was so strong he broke his own neck.
Yes.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I mean, he was roided up too, like nobody's business.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that didn't help him. You know, he doesn't walk anymore. He had some crazy stuff happen
yeah,
to him.
yeah. He's in a wheelchair now,
He is not healthy.
and he looks terrible. And not just that he looks terrible, but like he's skinny now, and like I mean, I just imagine him without his shirt on now. He looked like a molded sack of potatoes or something.
Molded sack of potatoes. Does that look kind of
I don't know. The word molded seemed to make it worse. So
crusty?
yeah, crusty.
Crusty.
But it was a really good interview though, and like Hulk Hogan really talked about like the glory days of wrestling, and Rogan had another guy on there that was just a big wrestling fan, and I mean he was just sitting there erect the whole time. I think just it's
Showing him his O face. Oh.
But it was really interesting. If you haven't listened to that after you listen to our podcast, then go over and listen to Joe Rogan. It's less popular than ours.
Of course.
I'll let that sink in.
Who's Joe Rogan again?
Yeah, no, it is. It's so ridiculous. That guy has so many.
Somewhere in the picture lore of the Kelly household, there is a picture of a young man, not really that muscular yet.
Yeah.
Doing with a do-rag on his head and some biker shorts, doing the. I mean, I'm just saying, might even be a little, so it's hidden somewhere.
Ooh.
Yep, the Doc household.
Let's dig that up.
Yep. So it's in the archives.
It's in the archives.
It's in the archives.
That's what we'll do with some of our earlier episodes eventually.
We can archive.
We'll make you pay if you want to listen to the old episodes.
Oh yeah, that'd be
right.
good. Yeah,
It's $10 an episode.
the first one's still. It's pretty legendary. It takes me back.
Yeah.
A little segue scene. Do.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff.
Yeah, 59 of these now.
I know, man. We're rocking it. Yeah. So I mean, death hits. Hit a 99-year-old, hit a 36-year-old. Different things, different phases, different paths. But it can hit anybody.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it just, I mean,
and brings back the glory days of wrestling. That's the sad thing. It's something happens. It's like, hey, let's talk about
yeah. So on a lighter note,
Hulk Hogan.
so
Real American.
There is a female, Tiffany Gomez. It's not Gomez.
Gomez.
It's Gomas.
I don't know who this is because I'm not as pop culture.
She's well,
it.
let's see if there's anything people say about me, it's that
You've got some pop culture.
So she's this.
Hot-blooded.
She's right there. My foreigner shirt. Do you like this? I like this. That's a nice little foreigner shirt.
That's good.
I try to buy like once a month. I get like a band T-shirt of some sort, just because.
Was lead singer Lou Graham?
Lou Graham was the lead singer for a very long time in Foreigner, and then he left
Because he went solo.
He went off into the Midnight Blue.
Yes, that's what I was thinking about. Yes.
He ain't got no regrets.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
Oh my! It's like, yes, you do, Lou. Great singer.
Life's either
too.
cherry red or midnight blue.
Yeah.
Wow, 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 wow.
Big song for him though. Midnight Blue was huge.
Yes.
But then that was kind of it. I mean, I don't know. He had some other.
It's all right.
He had some other songs, but yeah, he was a lead singer for a while.
We're ADD's acting up.
And then they went like to a couple of different leads.
So there's a lady.
So there's a lady,
Gomez.
Tiffany Gomez.
Is it really Gomez?
It is. It's Gomas. It's Gomez.
Not Gomez.
It is not. It's not Gomez. Not Gomez.
It's not the.
Very attractive lady, but she kind of became
Not
famous.
the ass hat.
No, it's not the ass hat. It's not ass hat. It's,
Okay.
So she got infamous, I guess, because she was on a plane and
Who is this person?
nobody.
She just okay. All right.
Just nobody.
I'm
just,
with you.
Just,
Okay.
Just some.
All right.
Whatever.
Okay, I'm with you. I'm with you.
And she was on a plane and
Is it Southwest?
why it probably. It's-
Damn.
I made a joke in an airport one time. It was like there's this old man sitting there in this JetBlue. We were in Atlanta and it was like taxiing on the runway. We're sitting in the terminal, and he goes, "Who the hell's JetBlue?" He said, "I remember when it was like TWA and whatever." And like he was
Sandpiper Air.
and he said, "Oh, right, wings." So he said,
Roy.
He said, "What do you think's going to be next?" And I said, "I heard there's one called Clay Aiken Airlines." And like people around me are just rolling in the floor. And he said, "That doesn't surprise me. That's a stupid name anyway." And I'm like, this guy has no idea who Clay Aiken is. And I made some joke. I'm like, the plane will be really aerodynamic.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Yeah. One of the flight attendants actually said, "That's the funniest thing I've heard today. Thank you for that." And I'm like, "You're welcome. Thank you for
That's
flying.
why I'm here.
Thank you for
That is
flying
why
Clay
I'm
Aiken
here.
Airlines."
That is why I'm here.
So she's on a plane and she
Gomez.
She asked to get off the plane.
Not Gomas.
And then I think they told her to get off the plane.
Hey, that usually happens at some point.
And what she was complaining about, nobody has a clue. So I'm going to play you the clip of her on the plane. Profanity alert here. And then I'm going to play you her apology. If you can make any sense out of either of them, you're...
How old is this person?
She's... I don't know. I'm looking at her. She's probably...
Give a guess.
If I had to guess, she's probably 32.
Oh, so she's young.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Young and very attractive.
Well, this is
Very attractive.
Gomas.
Gomas.
Okay.
So you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So
man.
this
I'm
is
looking-
this is
I'm
the
looking
this
up.
is the freak out, the initial freak out that went viral.
I'm telling you, I'm getting the fuck off, and there's a reason why I'm getting the fuck off, and everyone can either believe it or they cannot believe it. I don't give two fucks, but I am telling you right now, that motherfucker back there is not real. And you can sit on this plane and you can fucking die with them or not. I'm not going to.
Yeah. So
He is not real.
he's not real. So that's been a little bit, and then she decided to do an apology. You ready for the apology? You ready for the apology?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. So here's her apology.
Hi everyone, it's me, Tiffany Gomez, probably better known as the Crazy Plane Lady.
That's correct.
Which is completely warranted.
Yes.
As you know, I have been unwilling to speak on the viral video, but I do finally feel that it's time. First and foremost, I want to take full accountability for my actions. They were completely unacceptable. Distressed or not, I should have been in control of my emotions, and that was not the case. My use of
Didn't seem that way.
was
No, I
completely
just looked her up.
unnecessary. And I want to apologize to everyone on that plane, especially those that had children aboard. Can't imagine going through that and trying to explain to your kid what in the world just happened.
That crazy lady just got off the plane. Son or daughter.
We all have our bad moments.
That person's not real.
Some
right.
far
The
worse
MFer
than
in the back
others.
is not real.
And mine happened to be caught on camera for the whole world to see multiple times. Sorry, trying not to sound like Minnie Mouse. Well, it has been really comical for everyone, and I have highly enjoyed so many of the memes.
Hang on. Listen to the next thing she says here, because she said I have enjoyed some of the memes and like how, and I know how people like think this is comical, but listen to this.
On the flip side, it is very invasive and unkind. And I don't know
Now-
what I would do without the love and support
Okay.
of my friends and family.
Hey, that's pretty much.
So I'm not. I don't know this person. Here's what I'm going to say. In this world today, Dave.
Yeah.
In this world, I'm not, and this is just a generic statement. So nobody is being singled out.
Not Spice World.
No. This world.
Yeah.
This is what I want you to know.
Okay.
Okay, are you ready?
I am ready.
There is real pathology
Yeah.
in this world. And when you stumble across it, more likely it's just sitting there festering. Mm-hmm. It is kind of interesting. And the first thing you have to decide is there a way to help that? Or do we just kind of twist it up like a top and let it go?
Yeah.
And I don't know necessarily why she got wound up, but she let it go.
Yeah.
I mean, wow. That.
What's funny?
And she's very attractive. I just looked. I mean, she is, and she's living life. I mean, you know, she's on her Instagram with her 105,000 followers and stuff, and I mean, she's living that life, I guess.
Yeah.
She's looking happy at a Dodgers game. But I don't know.
The two things that I take away from it. One,
she's got a fast car.
Yeah. The two things I take away from it is the last thing she said there, where she was talking about how invasive it was and everything.
Can't have it both ways.
You went crazy on a plane.
Yeah.
You went crazy. So
And the person in the back's not real. Now, I don't know what that means. I'm like, are you hallucinating, or are you saying it's like somebody
Right?
who's going to blow the plane up because
here's what I don't.
you've had a bad vision, or they showed you their explosives that they smuggled on the plane, or I mean, what happened?
There have been so many people. This is the second thing that I took away from this, because I read about this story, and TMZ, the fine media outlet at TMZ,
Oh, yeah, man.
called her in the airport again that she was getting ready to get on another plane and fly somewhere.
Oh, my
Which they
goodness.
said it all went fine and everything. But my problem with that is how many people, though, have acted like that in an airport, and you go on a no-fly list. Like, you don't fly again. Like, for a long time.
And that's an interesting point. I don't know. I don't know. Now, here's the thing. She was very upset.
Yeah.
You might have used the term freaked out.
Yeah.
We don't really understand all the background on that. She didn't really hurt anybody.
No.
She didn't really threaten anybody, right? She just said,
Right.
she said, I'm getting off this, and if you want to stay on the plane and die, that's your business. She didn't say, I'm doing something. She said, that guy, or whoever, MF, or she didn't really say who, whether it was a he or she,
Yeah.
is not real.
Yeah.
So maybe that's part of it, because maybe she just kind of had a little breakdown, but without threatening it was nothing that she was actually doing.
Right.
Does that make sense? Maybe
Yeah, no,
that's how she didn't end up. I'm just trying to figure out why she's not on some list.
I can't believe that she's not, to be.
Maybe it's just airline specific. Maybe they have banned her and she has to fly somewhere else now.
She's on Clay Aiken Airlines.
CAA, Clay Aiken Airlines.
But yeah, she's crazy. And she needs to get some help. And can you imagine being in her family? Like,
that would be.
neighbor comes over and
That would
sees
be-
Mabel.
that
Says, Mabel, your granddaughter was on the TV talking about somebody not real, and she was using the worst language. Just imagine.
I put a meme up there for her.
What if she went to the Baptist church, right? What if the Baptist church here in Knoxville, right? What if she went to one of them? That'd be fun. I've got to go talk to the preacher.
Yeah. Well, they don't really have confessional. That's in the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
So, you can. Yeah. I don't know.
I think every church should have confessional. I think it could be entertaining.
Ooh, that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
I'd work that booth.
Are you ordained? Is this something new?
I don't think you have to be to work that booth.
Oh,
I think you
okay.
just have to listen.
You just have to
Yeah. We could do it a little different than the Catholic Church does it.
have some. We could have snacks.
There's snacks, disco ball.
That's right. Some
Strobe light.
some theme music.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ooh, that smell.
Yeah.
Can't you smell that smell? It's sin.
I bet it does smell in those confessionals. It's a tiny little room.
Yeah, but
has
I think it's ventilated though. I'm sure
Is it ventilated?
It's not a hot box. Imagine if you farted and just shut all that up.
Right?
I mean, it'd just be roasted.
I
in
assume
there.
they kept it
Bless
really
me,
hot. Isn't that part of like your penance or whatever? You got to sit in a room. It's 105 degrees while you're.
No, that's actually not encouraged. I don't think. No, that's like some of that evil stuff they do in like the French Foreign Legion and stuff. You know, you all right
That in
there?
those yoga classes.
You all right there, dog?
Yeah.
Your nose got drippy.
Yeah.
Is that cocaine?
I think I might be getting a little sick.
Oh no! Get the heck out!
Yeah. I don't know.
It's the vid. The vid is making a
I don't think
reappearance.
it's probably allergies. Actually, it's probably what it is.
Yeah, but if you know how many people thought they just had allergies and a little sinus trouble.
Oh, my dick fell off.
Got any salve for that?
I
I
got
need to keep. I got to keep the skin moist.
I used some flex tape and it worked just fine. That guy on TV was right.
That's good stuff, man. Yeah. So Gomez.
Yeah, Gomez is a dumbass. That's what she is. And she needs to stay
bad.
await us.
That just. I mean, yeah. I mean, obviously not stable.
And again, it just proves one more time my theory. The hotter you are, the more you can get away with. Right? Carrie Underwood could take a dump in the middle of a plane, okay? And they would say, Miss Underwood, we'll get that cleaned up for you.
I mean, that's probably true, but somebody would probably eat it because there's some sick people that are into that kind of thing. It's like, oh, it's a turtle head. Tastes like chocolate.
Ratty tat scat scat.
I like chocolate.
Ratty tat scat scat.
Shoo. Ooh. Yeah, I mean, there's some different standard there. That's true. That's true.
This is why I don't get away with anything.
Right. Right.
Because I'm just a hair below average looking. I'm a solid 5. Like a 5.1. I got to put that 0.1 in there because it's.
I was thinking 5.6.
Oh, well, thank you.
Maybe 5.6.
It's like my height.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying.
It's like you get a point per height.
That's right. Yeah. Got to at least be worth your height.
Yeah.
That's why I'm, solid 6.1. That's what I give myself.
You got to be one of the, like, you got to be really tall, right? Or have a lot of money. Mm-hmm. Those are the two things. Like, if you're tall and good looking, that's good. Or if you're just tall and you have a lot of money, then it just doesn't matter.
Or you'd be like Tweeter in Varsity Blues. What was it? You give him, what was it? Couple Percocet? No, I don't remember.
Oh,
some
God.
Vicodin and 3 beers. It's nice.
I got to watch that movie.
He said, Tweeter, what's it going to feel like when you go to prison? Huh? What are you talking about? Huh? And then they walk away and he goes, what the is that? That's a good movie, man.
It is a good movie.
That was.
Who was the girl in the whipped cream?
That was Allie Larder.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, with the whipped cream.
Yeah.
Bikini. Allie Larder.
Yeah, I remember
James Vanderbeek.
I remember her talking about that.
Jonathan Moxon.
Years later, she was talking about that, and she was talking about how uncomfortable it was. And she was like, "You don't realize how stuff like that makes parts burn." And she's like, "It wasn't very comfortable." So,
Oh my.
yeah.
So there you go.
There you go. Since we can't have a show without talking about ESPN, and I had no intentions of talking about ESPN. This is all Doc.
This is the ass hat. So of course, football tonight. It's Florida and Utah while we're going on while we're recording right now. Mm-hmm. So a good buddy of mine, contributor of jokes, the legendary Thutton, married to Ja Hutton. We've mentioned them before.
Ja Hutton.
So he after a long day of working hard, he gets up at 5 a.m. He brings home his pay for love.
17-3
He does all the things. Goes to ball practice for his daughter. Rushes home because he is a fan of some college football.
Yeah,
go Vols! But he loves him some college football. Apparently, the Walt Disney sponsored network has pulled their programming off of Spectrum, which is his cable provider.
Yeah.
For the game tonight, and one Thutton is not happy.
Yeah.
Not happy. I mean, I think I probably won't use the quote just because we get enough.
It was a good quote.
I mean, I do think, I think that,
It was a really good quote.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it on here. I'm gonna protect him.
Okay.
Because he was not happy. He was not happy. Yeah, but. It's a good quote. So thank you, Thutton, for the good quote. If you want to know the quote, you can seek out Thutton at www.thutton. That's THUTTON. Can't find him. Okay.
Yeah,
that's it. But yeah, how about that crap? And so we were talking about this, and so again, this is a negotiation thing. This is a money thing.
Yep.
Disney, the parent company. When did we get into that bull crap? I don't ever remember that happening when I was growing up with the cable at my house. Like, nobody was pulling their channels. None of this crap. It's and this is this in entertainment. But this spills over into other things too. The crap that goes on for money is just ridiculous. It's like these insurance companies won't let you go to a certain hospital.
Right.
Certain hospital won't let you come to it if you have that insurance.
Yep. Unless
you want to pay a fortune. You can't go to certain pharmacies to get your medications, even if it's right next door to you, because oh no, you have to go here. This is crap. And it's ESPN right after just all the mess, and here they are again.
Well, one of the worst things that ever happened, in my opinion, as a sports fan, is ESPN started anally banging Disney. Okay, because that's what happened, right?
Or was it the other way around?
They did a reach around. It was fine. The 3-way around the world, whatever. I don't even know what the hell that is. George Carlin said that one way. It was Florence Henderson and somebody else did a 3-way around the world. I don't even know what the hell he was talking about.
Who was Pivot Man?
I don't know. But it was Carlin, and I'm like, that has to be funny. But yeah, when they started fornicating with ESPN, when Disney started fornicating with ESPN, it was the beginning of the end at that point. Because ESPN is its own brand, had an attitude. They did what they wanted to do, which is exactly what you want in it's the reason we do this show and we don't go seek out a bunch of sponsors.
True.
Because we've had that conversation before.
Because then you're working for the person.
Yeah. Because, we had a situation come up. It was last year. I won't go into it, but you and I know that that there was we could have had like a little bit of a sponsorship.
We could have
something, and we both decided no, because
that's right.
Because had we done that, there would have probably been some things we would have had to tone down, or
GDI for life.
Yeah, and so it's like no, like I don't want to do that. Like, we're doing this for fun, and I don't want to. And I kind of felt like ESPN was doing the same thing.
Now YouTube, we want our 37 cents though. Dadgummit.
That's right.
I'm just saying,
it's up to $1.31 now.
Yeah, hell yeah.
It's growing like 15 cents a day.
That's good. I'm feeling good.
Yeah, a couple $100 by the end of the year.
Feeling good.
But yeah, so I think that when that happened, and then, because, and again, I think at one point in time too, I think the Disney actually stood for something kind of wholesome, and that ship has sailed. Right? That ship has sailed.
That's one of those things. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
They don't give a flying shit about anything wholesome.
They got a lot of pressure put onto them.
Yeah.
unfortunately, and that just really puts you in a terrible spot, especially in today's world.
And you know,
they kind of folded a little bit.
I do love the fact that like in Florida they threatened to leave, and old Robbie says, "Okay, see ya." But no, we're going to leave. Okay, bye. He's like, as a matter of fact, I might make you leave. How about that? And they're like, well, you can't do that. You said you were leaving, so go somewhere else. They're like, we'll go to North Carolina. And he said, okay, go. Yeah. Nobody's forcing you to stay here.
Go to North Carolina.
That's what they said. They said North. Maybe it was South Carolina. I think it was North Carolina.
Yeah, well, there you go. I mean, I like North Carolina, but
I like North Carolina too, but I don't think North Carolina wants them either.
no.
That's just a mess right now. They can't make a movie that makes any money. Indiana Jones. Why does every episode have Indiana Jones? They broke. Right? Hey, we got to keep that
There are
going.
only two of you and no one's an expert. You talk about Indiana Jones all the time. Yes, we did, dadgummit.
All y'all ever do is talk about Indiana Jones and have that guy screaming every episode.
You know what we haven't done?
What's that?
We hadn't talked about Chelsea in a long time because
No, we
she was
haven't.
like a
It was like a Chelsea segment every
but
week.
No,
She
she probably upset about that. I didn't.
she might be. I'll see her tomorrow. So
There you go. You should ask.
I will. I'm going to ask her. if
You
she's
should
upset.
ask her. But yeah. I mean, definitely the.
So ESPN, I mean, it just happened when they got with ABC, and that's actually how it really happened because Disney was already anally fornicating with ABC, and ABC was just loving it, right? Just harder, and so then
Give me the dirty Sanchez. Give me the dirty Sanchez.
scat, and then ABC and ESPN got together and started fornicating. And then that fornication got so big, and they started this whole thing. It was ESPN.go.com,
Yeah.
and all this stupid shit. And they started changing things, and the more the longer this relationship has went, it's just completely like it's just not the same anymore. It's just not. And when the thing that you do this is the most controversial, I guess, on ESPN is something Stephen A. Smith says, buddy, you are. Whatever. That guy, I don't listen to him. I don't listen to RG3. The people that I did like on ESPN, about half of them are with Skip Bayless now, and the other ones are just unemployed.
True. That's true. Which is crazy.
I mean, it's like you had a Hall of Fame Super Bowl winning quarterback on Monday Night Countdown.
We gotta let him go.
But we don't.
You gotta let him go.
Yeah, let's put RG3. Let's put RG3 there or something. That's it. What? God. Anyway, so you used to see this more with satellite, like with DirecTV and what's the other one? Dish Network.
Yeah, Dish.
And so you used to see this with satellite a lot. And like I remember a big thing with DirecTV and the Weather Channel. And DirecTV told the Weather Channel to go blow themselves.
We shall no longer
Like
fornicate.
Rupert Murdoch basically said, "Yeah, screw you."
We are not. We are not.
Because he said the weather, and like they're like, well, they're like the Weather Channel though. This is the Weather Channel talking, but we are the Weather Channel. Like we are important service for the community. And he goes, "Yeah, you used to be when you told the weather,
Right.
but now I'm watching TV shows on your network." Because you're trying to be, $1 billion program.
And the guy's acting like the tornadoes blow or the hurricane's blowing him away, and it's completely calm.
Some
10
dude's
feet
walking
from him.
by,
Yeah.
cranking up Van Halen.
Yeah, that was the best when that guy was acting.
So I think that they ended up staying on, but it was all a negotiating thing too, where the Weather Channel's like, well, we need this much money now or whatever, and he was like, yeah, no, then tell the weather.
Goodbye.
But we do tell the weather like once every 9 hours. It's like, tell the weather.
Yeah.
Because it is called the Weather Channel.
Right. It is named as such.
Like when I go
Not
to
the channel formerly known as the Weather Channel.
when I go to the website Super Duper Porn, I expect porn. I don't know if that's if that's a site, I'm never going to hear the end of it. I don't know if that's a site.
Yeah, you do.
No, I really don't. I really have no idea. Super Duper Porn.
Super duper porn.
They've
I
got
can't
one
stand the herpes.
They've got one subscriber, and now we're
against
gonna
my
like blow it up.
now.
The Dave and Doc Show responsible for blowing up the site. Super duper porn. But you saw some of that too with.
Did you talk about Missy Elliott tying with that?
Oh God.
Super duper fly, super duper porn. You didn't even hear me. I said, I can't stand the herpes.
No, I heard
against
you.
my dick now.
Hypey.
Super duper. The gift that keeps on giving.
But you used to see that a lot with that, and like
I guess.
and Fox, and the same thing happened with Fox when AT&T purchased DirecTV. There was a thing with Fox, and so I've seen this before, but typically what happens is you get an advertisement running across the bottom of the screen every hour that says this channel will no longer be on your package. Call your cable provider now. And it generally just never happens that it actually, that it transpires. I mean, usually it's just, somebody makes a deal.
YouTube had that happen with
Yeah.
ESPN,
And
and they got it figured out quickly.
Yeah, and Disney pulled out.
Yeah. Off the tube.
They didn't want to knock anybody up. But so
You can still have secretions, and it is possible.
So I get it, man.
Even if you pull out.
He's I would be just as upset. It's the reason that I actually purchase ESPN Plus. It's like $11 a month because you take my football away, ESPN, I will come after you then. Like I've been nice so far.
Yeah, they really wouldn't have much purpose if they really did that.
No.
On a large scale.
No.
That would be the end.
It's-
And they know that. They're not that stupid.
And it's just so funny to me, though, because, and again, I'm a very simple guy, right? Not very bright. Didn't do good math. Alt plus alt, get my abacus out. But it would seem to me that if I'm a network, let's say Dave and Doc's a network, okay?
Okay, Dave and Doc.
Okay, and we are on, let's say, Comcast.
Yes.
Okay? And we go to Comcast and we say, hey, assholes, this is Asshat talking here.
Asshat.
We know you guys give us $1 million a month. We think we deserve a higher share. We want 1.5 million. And Comcast says, well, hey, how about we just not have you at all and you don't make anything from us? Now, I don't know anything about anything, but it would appear to me that getting something out of a relationship is better than getting nothing.
A bird in hand is worth two in the bush.
That's right. Shove something in a bush.
Because we're talking about fornicating.
Right.
2
birds in a bush is better than a broken hand. Whatever.
It's better than a stranger.
The stranger. How are you tonight?
Oh, goodness.
But yeah, no, I get it. I mean,
So he's mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's mad. And
Utah,
rightfully so.
Utah is winning 17-3.
Yeah.
So
There you go, Thutton.
there you go. Of course, by the time you hear this, the game will be
Of
over.
course, the game will be over, and you didn't get to watch it anyway. So
Yeah. He could have came over and watched it while we were doing those. It'd be fine. I have random people show up and watch football.
it's okay. And it's okay. That's right. We got snacks.
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
Got some monsters. Got some Gatorade. I mean,
We
it's
got,
all you really need.
we'll turn Nugget loose.
Oh man, he'd have a big time.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. It's good.
So speaking of football and
Yes.
ESPN and those jackholes, and
And all the things.
thanks RG3 for your comments on
Oh,
the Trey
boy.
Lance situation. Whatever. I'm not even going to glorify
say
that.
that
You guys look
there's
it
no
up.
need
That
to.
guy's an asshat. Or a CSAC or a BMI or a Sound Exchange. So big games this weekend. It is the official opening weekend of college football.
It is, which is awesome.
Last weekend they called week 0, and that's about what the games were worth ratings wise.
42-3, Notre Dame over Navy.
Yeah,
That was terrible.
that game was awful.
That was terrible.
But this week, one really big game, and then there's some other ones. No, there's some big
Tennessee,
games.
Virginia.
There's some big games. That's a bigger game probably for the University of Virginia because they're not on TV a lot outside of the Charlottesville area.
True.
So
They're making some money. And they're happy about it.
millions
I don't blame
of
them.
dollars.
I don't blame them.
guarantee it. Yeah. So they get to hang out in Knoxville for a little bit and
41-24 Vols.
I don't think UVA is going to score 24.
You don't
points.
think?
No.
I don't know anything about their offense.
You know why?
But I know our defense. But I know
you know why you don't know anything about their offense.
But I know our defense, though.
That's true. Tennessee does like to give up points.
Yes.
So
maybe, but yeah, or maybe it'll just be a complete blowout. That'd be fantastic.
what about UMass and Alabama?
Oh,
Do you think that's going to be a close game?
Oh yeah, Bama by 3.
100.
This is Bama.
The game of the weekend for me anyway, of course, is the Sunday night game.
How about that on Sunday night?
With
Waiting all day for Sunday night.
LSU and
All right, FSU, where are you?
they're in
Wearing
Tallahassee right
garnet and gold hoo.
It is
Hosting the Tigers too. Hey Jack, it's a fact. Coach Norval's in town. FSU's trying to bring that smack down. Looking for ratings all day long. The NCAA has come to play. On Sunday night, there's just one thing left to say. Yeah.
NCAA's come to pay. They've come to do.
That's right.
They're doing it down in the old Joe Robbie area.
Yeah.
Down in Camping World Stadium.
Camping World.
Down
Nice
in
and safe down there.
down in Orlando way. So kind
Camping World.
of a home game for Florida State. It is in the state of Florida.
Supposed to be.
So it's a big game. LSU right now favored by 2.5 points, which is really like no points. 2.5. I that's just so stupid to me. And last year, Florida State really dominated the game, and the final score was not indicative of that because Florida State fumbled the ball going in for a 2-touchdown lead. They fumbled it on the LSU 1-yard line. LSU drove down the field and scored, had a chance at the end. The game should have never been close. But it's LSU, and they're good, and they are ranked 5th in the country. So, all that to say, your prediction,
Waiting
sir.
all day for Sunday night. So I've thought quite a bit about this.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have.
You have thought 2 minutes about this at tops.
That's quite a bit for me, man.
Well, I guess that's true.
You know, I'm like an android. That's a lifetime. So I think, number one, I think LSU is overrated, and I really hope that comes to fruition. But if I'm wrong, it's really going to look bad. But I don't think they should be number 5. So
I don't think they should be number 5.
So that does not mean they're not a good team. That is
Correct.
not what I'm saying.
Correct.
That is not what I'm saying.
I think they're top 15. I think putting them at number 5 is a little.
I think it's going to be a good game. I really do. I think the final score is going to be 28-24.
Yeah.
Chief Osceola.
Go Knowles. I'm nervous.
Did you like the pause?
I did. I'm nervous about this because it really sets the tone for the season. And most teams don't do this. Most teams do not play a top 10 match. They just don't. Just ask Georgia. Just ask Alabama. You just don't. And the reason you don't is because there's no preseason in college football. So let's play a D2 school and give them $3 million and basically be a live practice session.
Whoop them.
And then get ready to play. So I don't like these. Now, the other side of that is LSU, it's going to be hard for them to prepare for Florida State, as it is for Florida State to prepare for LSU because there's nothing on tape. Now, I will say with Florida State, most of those guys came back. And Mike Norvell's offense is Mike Norvell's offense.
Well, that's what I was going to say. They can watch that and at least say, okay, we kind of know what they're doing, but you don't know their tendencies because it is a new season.
I think this game, fourth quarter, 30 seconds left. I think Jordan Travis breaks out, has nobody to throw to, takes off, makes one of those crazy moves, dives into the end zone for the winning touchdown. 28-21.
Ooh. So it's going to be tied. Ooh.
I think
Ooh.
I think it could. I think a couple things could happen. I actually think there could be a scenario that LSU blows them out. I just do.
I don't think that's going to happen. Unless like something catastrophic happens with injury, I don't think they're going to blow them out.
Like when Florida State played Alabama.
I just don't. No, it's not the same.
It's
not the same.
The injury thing though is what
It's not the same. No, I really do like Mike Norvell.
Yeah.
Or Norvell, where you put the stress on the syllable.
That's right.
I really do like him. I mean, and I've never been a huge Florida State fan, but nothing against Florida State either. I don't really have that. I mean, Florida, that's a whole different thing.
Oh, we agree on Florida. Oh, we agree on Miami, and we agree on Florida.
Oh, yeah, Miami and Florida. But anyway, I really do like him. I actually think. I really think he's got them finally back to where they historically have expected to be for a long time.
Yeah,
and I really like it, and I hope I kind of feel that same vibe for Coach Heupel and my Vols too. I really do think now NIL has helped that. I'm not going to lie,
of course,
because we ain't scared to spend the money.
It's helped everyone
legally,
Yeah.
Instead of the $66,000 when we should have had the briefcase full of $1 million of cocaine and hookers. But we didn't because we're
McDonald's bags.
Because we had them give them to him at McDonald's. But here's your Big Mac and some money.
It's like there's more than 103 in that bag.
Right. Big Mac 103. Come on, guys. Come on. Anyway.
Yeah.
So I like Mike Norvell. I think he's going to have him ready to play. I think they got a lot of great momentum from last season, carrying that on in. And I'm not saying LSU doesn't have some of that either.
Yeah.
But man, I'm yeah, and I think I know people give a lot of praise to Brian Kelly. Brian Kelly's a good coach, but I actually think Mike Norvell has a stronger upside coaching wise. So I actually think they're going to be ready.
You know who didn't like Brian Kelly? The greatest quarterback who's ever played.
Well, there you go.
He stopped going to Notre Dame games.
Well, see, and so that speaks volumes.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying he's not a good coach. I mean, he has been successful everywhere,
100%.
everywhere that he went. But
yeah.
When the Joe Montana doesn't like to go see you anymore, that makes you wonder.
Yeah.
What's going on?
When it's a quarterback at that level, not just Joe, but like a Terry Bradshaw or a Brett Favre. Well, that's probably a bad example.
Peyton Manning.
Tom Brady. Like Peyton Manning, Tom Brady.
You got to throw Tom. I know.
Of course.
I know. But yes.
But yeah, so I mean, like when it's one of those guys and they don't go back to their alma mater because of some reason, that's bad. Because those kids, some of those kids, that's why they're going to those. Probably not Notre Dame as much anymore for Joe because these kids weren't alive when Joe played there.
Right.
But the campus is the football side of the campus is littered with Joe Montana stuff. It's just it's I mean, for God's sakes, Joe Montana played there. So having him not come to Notre Dame games, and then he was there last weekend.
How about that?
And NBC puts up on the screen, it said Joe Montana 5-time Super Bowl champion. Then they took it off the screen really quick. As soon as they did it, they popped up 5-time Super Bowl champion. I said, yeah, that was only 4. I remember 16, 19, 23, and 24. 55-10 was his last one against Elway and the boys.
He almost had 5.
Oh,
if they could have got there.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I think if he'd have got there with Kansas City, they would have won. I really believe
got to the AFC Championship.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I think if they could have, I just because he's not going to lose. I'll just be honest with you. I just don't think he was ever going to lose. No. So if they'd have gotten there, they'd have won.
And they just didn't get there. You know
there.
Why he wouldn't have ever lost a Super Bowl? Because he's the greatest that's ever put on a pair of cleats, ladies and gentlemen. Joseph Montana. NFL next week.
We're it's a mic drop on that.
That's it.
What's your prediction for the UT game, man?
Oh, UT and UVA.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Go Vols, not Texas, Tennessee.
Let's see. So the Who's will do
the Wahoos.
Yeah, it's just the Who's.
Oh, the Who's.
Yeah, it depends. So the Who's maybe 17 points, maybe.
All right.
I think Tennessee, if they want to drop 42 on them, they will. I don't think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be over at halftime.
That's all needed. I hope so.
I
don't want a close game.
This is UVA. Now, if you
Don't
guys
want a
play in
close game.
Bama or something,
That's
we'd have a
that's
different
completely
conversation. Or
story.
Georgia,
Just
or
remember-
Florida State.
The only time Georgia football players don't run up scores when they're taking their SATs. Oh, you.
Tennessee Tech also got destroyed tonight by Furman.
Furman, the Paladins.
Yeah,
the
so-
mighty Paladins.
It
is what it is.
They had 4 turnovers in the first half. Tennessee Tech, folks. The Golden Eagles.
They're just a little rusty. It's a new season. It's going to be okay.
Something.
Thank y'all for watching. All things DaveandDoc.com. That's Dave, A-N-D, Doc, D-O-C.com. We'll holler at you later.
Episode 59, ladies and gentlemen.
Have a good night.
See ya.
Bye.